Oh boy. Take him anywhere.
Is that a period correct? Well, let's ask Mr. Phillips about that. Cheerleader. No.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Barrett Farm. Within a minute, we're going to have a talk from our Congresswoman Niki Tsongus, and then followed by the reenactment of the British search of the Barrett Farm. So whomever wants to still gather, please come over.
Good afternoon, and thank you for coming today to celebrate the Colonel's 300th birthday and the extraordinary Barrett family, both past and present. I want to make special mention of the over 50 Barrett descendants that have traveled from many distances to be with us today. Thank you, Barrett family, for your generosity of time and effort, and again, welcome. My name is Anna Winter, and I'm the Executive Director of Save Our Heritage. It has been a deep honor to have the opportunity to be involved with saving this magnificent icon of America's fight for independence. And likewise, it is a deep honor to have all of you join us today in celebrating the Colonel and his unyielding determination to preserve the dream of liberty and self-determination. Colonel Barrett and his family were bracing themselves for a conflict with the mother country that they prayed would never, ever come. But they were ready and willing to meet it head on if need be. And as you all know, indeed, that is just what they did. Today, as we honor the Colonel for his willingness to head to the front lines 235 years ago, we are also reminded of how thankful we are to have a United States representative who, like Colonel Barrett, will not shy away from the front lines. Congresswoman Niki Tsongus, having come from a family who held dearly the tradition of public service, embodies the same Barrett brand of spirit, courage, and leadership. Whether fighting for a humane health care system, a sustainable economy and environment, or the dream of world peace and true global partnerships, she is vigilant, determined, and steadfast. Perhaps it is these qualities that have engendered a profound connection between Niki Tsongus and the Barrett Farm Project. Since Niki's election to the 5th District Congressional seat, she has been an ardent supporter of the preservation of Barrett's Farm. In September 2008, Niki sponsored legislation to expand the boundary of Minuteman National Historical Park to include an additional 67 acres and Barrett's Farm. In January 2009, Senator Kennedy sponsored the same bill in the Senate, and on March 30th, 2009, President Obama signed it into law. Today, as we celebrate, the Colonel's birthday, we wish to express thanks to the woman that has carried the torch for this landmark preservation effort and made it possible for this national treasure to be protected and passed on to inspire future generations. Please welcome a true patriot, and a leader cut from the very same cloth as the Colonel, Congresswoman Niki Tsongus. Thank you. It's so wonderful to be back here at Barrett's farm. I was last here when we celebrated the passing of the historic legislation, and to see the remarkable work that has taken place thanks to the leadership of Anna Winter, who has made it really a passion of her life and save our heritage, and also to see Jim Cunningham and all the other volunteers who really have made this tremendous progress possible. One of the things I've truly appreciated about representing Concord and many of the surrounding towns is its deep appreciation for the history that lies in its midst. And as I walk through this home that's in the process of being restored, it makes you think really what extraordinary events took places in such quiet and beautiful places. And so I look forward to seeing the ultimate restoration of this most remarkable building. I like to tell the story that I came to Congress fortuitously in terms of where this legislation was, and I had to go before the subcommittee of the National Park of the Interior Committee that would deal with this issue. And the chair of it is a member of Congress from Arizona. And as I told the story of Barrett's farm, afterwards he came up to me and he said, "Wow, that's quite a place." And he's asked to come here someday. So we will have to bring him to see what he and others helped make possible. And the other story I love to tell is that as the legislation was signed into law by President Obama, my last conversation was with Senator Kennedy, and he called to my office, and one of the interns answered the phone, came running in and said, "Senator Kennedy's on the phone?" And I picked it up and I said, "Hi, Ted." And he said, "Isn't it grand?" He was like a kid in a candy store, so thrilled with the fact that this great piece of legislation has been protected for generations to come. So it's one of the many ways in which members of Congress can work proactively to protect the great legacy of this country. I happen to represent a district that is home to so much of that. In fact, I call it the Revolutionary District because it's home not only to the American Revolution, but also the Industrial Revolution in this country. We spawned, were important to the labor movement. We spawned, you did here in Concord, the environmental movement. There is so much history deeply embedded in this great district, so it's my honor to represent it. I feel so fortunate that I was able to shepherd the legislation through that made it possible to protect it for generations to come, and I look forward to working so hard to make sure we get all the appropriate federal resources here to continue the great progress. So I want to thank Anna, who's demonstrated such great leadership, Jim, who's made it his passion to bring this building back to its original flavor. And it's always, as I said, so much fun to walk through these beautiful buildings and sense our great connection with the past, which would not be possible without these extraordinary preservation efforts. So with that, I'd like to give a certificate of special congressional recognition presented to Barrett's Farm in recognition of the 300th birthday anniversary of Colonel James Barrett and your continued efforts towards historic preservation. We're so fortunate to have you here, the leadership that's demonstrated, and the community that cares so much. Thank you.
Go for the little wagon or whatever.
Bye, Chris.
And whatever you do, don't drive by my mother-in-law's house.
All right.
Bottle of
He
water.
wants to do a meeting on a conference call.
All right, take care.
Okay.
Take good care of her.
Yeah. See you
Bye.
later.